Hola, mis amigos. Bienvenido a la referencia de la película, aka the movie reference. This is episode 29.
I
think it's 29.
29.
Sounds about right.
That's like me forgetting my age.
This is
And
29.
we got a loaded podcast. We got Brittany, of course. We got Nathan, and we got Lisette, and we also got La Rata himself, Alex.
De donde la biblioteca? That's me.
Which literally translates.
It's a bathroom. Just kidding. What does he say?
That's what he
Where's
says.
the bathroom?
He goes, I don't bargain, is what Deadpool translates to. Anyway, sorry. We're going to do a completely spoilerific, guys, episode discussing the Batman. So I'm just giving you a warning now. Listen, but we are going to talk about the Batman.
Can't emphasize enough. Spoilers.
And this is Alex. So this could be a 4-hour episode. You know what happened with Man of Steel.
Grab your popcorn.
I'm trying. I was walking my dog and I was like mentally preparing myself not to talk as much. I was like, all right, you were a guest. Do not just fucking
You can hijack the podcast. That's okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Exactly. And if we're talking too much, you just say
enough.
Hey, Mark Anthony, that opinion's stupid. Yeah.
There you go. Somebody that likes Dune.
Hey, look at me.
I do.
I'm looking right at you. That you love Dune.
Alex likes Dune.
Oh,
I like Dune. I read the book too. And I
I have the feeling I know how this podcast is gonna go today.
I love that movie.
Oh snap! Like you didn't listen to our podcast about it, huh?
Well, no, I guess not.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I feel like I just said. I feel like I just said the N word. Like, you guys,
Close.
pretty close.
Alright, guys, laughing too much. Hold on.
I almost choked on my water. Okay, or spit on the set. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Who wants to start this off? Who wants to give their opinion about the Batman?
Like just overall, like I hated it. No, I'm just joking. No, I loved it. I loved it so much.
Whoa,
he loved
Alex,
it.
love it, Brittany.
I will say that okay. So it was no Dark Knight, to quote Jorge, but I still think the movie was pretty original, and it was more detective route, not so much actiones, which I would have wanted. It's a little bit more slow. It gave me film noir vibes. I give it.
Do you like it?
She just said she liked it.
But
She said she liked it.
I like it, but I wouldn't watch it again right away.
Okay.
But I watch it again in a week.
What I gather is that it wasn't what you wanted, but you still liked it.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Oh.
At first, I thought it was kind of slow, but then like it helped the vibes of it and like how dark it was. I like that.
Whoa.
Moment of
truth.
Hold on,
All right.
I want to know his rating.
All right, Nathan.
Oh, the ratings at the end. Huh?
Ratings at the end. Okay, Lisette.
I'm indifferent about it.
Whoa. That's a new vocabulary word for the show.
Hot take. Cut that up. Cut that.
Going in, as you all know, I did not want to watch this film.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's that? Quick question.
Yes.
Did Mark Anthony drag you to this film that you did not want to see at all?
Actually, Mark Anthony, Brittany, and Nathan dragged me.
I didn't really want to see it at first either.
Damn.
Oh, got you. Okay,
Alex.
so okay, that's interesting.
It's even worse though. They made me pay for the ticket.
We're doing a podcast.
You couldn't even see it for free.
We don't have any sponsors yet.
Oh my god.
So my opinion matters here.
No, that's a valid opinion.
Yes, but she's an Affleck.
But I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry,
Oh.
my bad. Go ahead, continue.
It was very slow at the beginning. I fell asleep twice.
This is worse. Just stop. This is worse.
No, let her speak.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Let her speak.
And there were just a lot of things in the beginning that I felt like didn't need to be there, didn't need to be dragged out. It was different than other Batman movies. It was very dark. I felt like he just did not give a fuck, and he just went at it. He killed whatever person. Like, he had no remorse at all.
See, I'm glad you think that, because I have counter thoughts.
Oh.
I do, personally. But I don't think we're there yet.
We gotta build a relationship.
Yeah.
We gotta build a relationship.
And it was different, like Britt said, it was very detective-like. I'm just gonna stop there. It was okay.
Whoa. That's intense.
It wasn't bad. It was okay.
That's true.
Yeah, like the whole. Why are you looking at me like that?
You're talking
The gauge over the whole thing here seems to be
all over the place. But
Yeah.
Alex, Lisette likes the movie "Marry Me" that just came out with J-Lo and Owen Wilson. So that's
really?
your reference.
Hey,
It's relevant. It's relevant.
You just fucking wouldn't see that.
I love The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. I love those two movies.
But you also love.
I also love what? Oh, Ben Affleck.
That's your
Yes,
Batman.
that's my Batman.
But do you like the movies, or do you just like Ben Affleck?
I like the movies, but I
Mm.
really like the action, and I love Bane
Yep.
Oh, in The Dark Knight Rises.
in The Dark
It's-
Knight Rises.
It's hard to it's hard to compare those two. I feel like the Dark Knight trilogy, not to go on a side tangent, but I feel like Chris Nolan made Batman more James Bond, which works for that realm, but he's not, if you're a comic book fan, he's not anything like Batman in the comics, which is perfectly okay. But he's definitely just the American James Bond, which kind of makes him more sexy, I guess, to
Hell yeah.
audiences. Because Batman's supposed to be fucking psycho. He's a psychopath. He's kind of a broken person. So
In the comics?
Yes.
in the comics, yeah,
Well, his parents were murdered.
Yeah.
I'd be a psychopath too.
right in front of him.
Psychopath. Okay, so my thoughts. I mean,
Oh,
Mark Ellie hasn't spoken yet.
no one asked me. I actually really like the movie. I've been trying to. There's obviously certain things that didn't work, and there's a lot of things that really. There's a lot of things that did work. There are a lot of things that I really appreciated in this iteration. But this one is probably. I mean. Yeah, Batman v Superman, I had problems with. So this is probably amongst those. Yeah, I'm gonna have some problems with it, but overall, I really enjoyed it. So,
All right.
Amen.
All right.
amen to that.
All right, we're done.
So, I mean, Alex,
Can I say something though?
sure.
I love the music in the movie.
Yes,
Me too.
That score by Michael Giacchino, fire.
Ask you something.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Because
Don't sing it. Because
I'm not gonna sing
it's gonna
it.
be copyrighted.
Okay. But we can do
No, it
30
won't.
seconds. You
Okay,
can do
30 seconds. Okay, fine.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah.
When you hear the Batman theme in this new movie, Does it remind you of anything?
Star Wars.
Hell yeah! Yes! Every time I kept singing it, I was like, See, every time I try to do the Batman one, it turns into Star Wars because it's too similar.
There's one beat that's taken out.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent of it. I think the DP was the same DP for Rogue One, where Darth Vader also has a badass entrance. Speaking of entrances, I love the entrance of Batman in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It was amazing. That voiceover, the rain.
I love the voiceover. I love that this is the only time I've seen the bat signal like properly used. How it is like in Batman comics, like how it's like utilized is like it's almost like a signal to like in how I don't know. I just love that narration. He's like, I can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
So and they're looking in the shadows, and I'm like, you just get faked out twice, and then he just beats the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
He can't be everywhere because he's walking too slow. I'm just kidding.
That's why the whole beginning of the movie takes 2 hours.
Snap.
No, but that is just such a great intimidation factor to this Batman. You know, yes, he's new, but he is feared. It's a warning,
and he's gothic.
And it's amazing that whole like going into the shadows and all you hear is these footsteps, boom, boom,
like
and
you and your ski boots.
Like me and my ski boots, which we think we've come to the conclusion that this Batman's wearing ski boots.
Yeah. That's
I'm
why
not
he
wearing
can't
hockey
walk
pads.
Those ski boots are heavy.
But it's so beautiful. I mean, yeah, the sad part is that they showed that in the trailer, of course, that scene anyway, because he comes up against those thugs and he beats the crap out of them. But man, it was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. He's almost like a horror villain in this entire movie. Like the bad guys.
Did you guys like his suit?
I loved his suit.
Loved
I
it.
loved his suit. I loved even like in interviews, like they just mentioned everything's handmade. I read the prequel novel to it, and so I feel like I don't think that's like a requirement to watch this movie, but it just felt like it did help enrich the film. Like, and I felt like I got to know Bruce Wayne a little bit more, and he is kind of like a more hands-on genius type Batman, like how he is in the comics, like just a really, really smart guy. So I like how everything in the suit just felt like hand built instead of like him getting it from like Lucius or something.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't do like flashbacks to him. I mean, I know they don't want to do the origin story again, but I'm surprised they didn't use the bloated runtime to, you know, try to, hey, I built the suit, or hey, I built the car. You know, there's allusions to it in the background, but you don't know the whole story, right?
I don't think it's necessary for the story. Like, not like I don't know. Like to me, this just felt like another day. This is like Tuesday, is like the whole movie. Like I think it takes place. I think it like the entire duration of the film is like 6 days.
Yeah,
and it's just like him solving one case. Like this is like Gotham is just so fucked up. like I don't know. I just like the world that they built, like, and all the inspirations that they kind of pulled from like his suit to like his gadgets, and even the Batmobile is badass.
That Batmobile was insane.
Yeah, it was cool.
Its introduction, wow. Yeah, you could feel it in the theater, right? You're like, oh my god.
It was just like it felt like it was just as angry as he was. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he seems angry.
He's an angry Batman.
He's alone.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
No, I mean, like, you have to be angry to do what he's doing. I think, I don't know, there was an interview where Robert Pattinson did, like, you have to be more sociopathic to, like, just distinctly identify, like, 3 different personality types that Batman usually has in, like, other media. And this one, he just, like, it really does feel like, because he's Batman, like, 95% of this entire movie. Like,
I know.
You have to be... Well, another scene that I love, like, I'm sorry, I'm just jumping all over the place, is whenever like see him for the first time, like in Alfred, when he's like Bruce Wayne, and he puts the glasses on and he like flinches at the light, like because he sees.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't look at daylight.
Yeah, I love that.
Nocturnal like a bat.
Yes, that's what he said.
Exactly.
Well, and you're right with the whole when you talked about Robert Pattinson and figuring out how to display all the Batman's personalities. Like, all right, Christian Bale. The reason why he chose to do the voice that everyone makes fun of is because he was trying to show that aggressive side of Batman. Right, that was the whole point of him. Swear to me, that was the reason why he did that, because it was that anger that was built up in him. And of course, obviously, Bruce Wayne's his actual mask in those films, but it was very interesting to see a lot of Batman in this film, and the suit was ridiculously cool. I actually got to see more, or I expect Batman, but I didn't expect to see as much Bruce Wayne. I know it wasn't a lot, but it was more than I thought.
Expected.
Yeah, expected. And even then was like very disconnected, obviously, to reality. And it seemed like the Batman obviously is his comfort spot, his comfort soup, if you will. And Bruce Wayne is just totally out of his element. Like, he doesn't know who that person is and what that responsibility entails. And so it's kind of odd to see him interact with people when he's being Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very awkward. Like, it's almost like I don't know. He doesn't like the attention at all. Like, he almost seems like a rich guy that he would rather be homeless than like a billionaire.
Well, they showed it in the funeral. Like, when, oh my God, it's Bruce Wayne. He turns away, like, because he's upset that they're trying to get pictures of him.
Yeah, I like his whole reasoning for being at the funeral in the first place. He's like, "Why are you going?" He's like, "There's a chance that Riddler might be there." I'm like, "Yeah." he's just using it as a cover. I like his whole reasoning for being there.
All right, so like, let's see, you guys, favorite scenes. Let's see if you guys can think of it.
Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
My favorite scene is when Catwoman gets taken by one of the Riddler duplicates, clones. And then Batman gets really bad and he gives himself adrenaline and then he keeps punching that guy. I can feel that in my nuggets. Those are some good punches.
I can feel that in my nuggets. Like, man, he almost knocked me out.
Yeah, he did hit him pretty hard.
He hit him really hard.
I honestly thought when they cut to his face, it was going to be like a pancake.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be dead.
Yeah, me too. I was like, what have you done?
Adrenaline is a powerful drug.
No guns, but he'll kill them with punches.
I will beat the fuck out of you. You'll lose 30% brain function.
Any of you?
You guys have a favorite scene?
I think my favorite scene, it's such a small scene, but I don't know. I like this Batman, like when he's in the police headquarters and they're like, I'll have you on account of assaulting an officer. And he's like, count me on assaulting 3.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, damn, yeah.
That was a good scene.
He's gonna beat the whole living. I don't know. I like that he's not like the best fighter in the world, but he's still like a tank. Like, you can't stop him. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
And I like the Penguin. He was funny. Like when they kidnap him and then they're like trying to figure out the Riddler's riddle.
Yeah.
And that made me laugh.
He has the best lines in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Farrell really played it. Sorry, but Nathan, you have a favorite part?
Oh yeah, Nathan.
I think I have like 4, but
Whoa.
same one.
Oh, babe.
It's the
Looper.
Oh. Forget what movie.
It's the part where he's fighting in the dark and there's like flashes of him beating.
Oh,
that's a
yeah,
good
that was
scene.
a good scene.
Yeah. And he, but oh man, they shot that in the dark and practical. I just read today that they did it practically, like.
Ooh.
So nice. Good scene.
Good callback, Dave. Other 3?
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I'm interested.
So the introduction of the Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
And then the part where they had that score music and how he's describing like the shadows.
Oh yeah, just the warning of the light.
Yeah.
That part. Yeah. Nice. Some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any parts, Mia?
The credits.
All right, sit down.
Any part with the Batmobile was amazing to me.
So the car chase?
Yeah.
Oh, the car chase.
That was sick.
Yeah, but that's about it.
I can tell you a better question would be my least favorite scene, Mike.
Yeah, what's your least favorite?
Oh yeah.
Anytime Robert Pattinson showed up with his hair in his face, I just wanted to go up to him and like shove it, like get the hair out of your face.
Whoa. She was like, let me just whip my hand and comb your hair back and wipe all that mascara. That was but that's the
I understand it's supposed to be him and
but the eyeliner is already emo.
No, but the thing is, this is the first time, this is the coolest part about this Batman, is that all the Batmans you've ever watched all wear mascara on their eyes. Not mascara, what is it called? Eyeliner.
It's just like face paint. Is what
face paint. And when they take off their mask, all of a sudden they have a clean face. So this one was more of a realistic thing of like, hey, he puts it on, he puts on the mask, he's sweating, he takes it off, and it's going to run.
I didn't talk about the mascara. I'm talking about
maybe his hair got greasy.
But she said emo, that's why it's...
But you can really tell he's emo. He already looks sad.
Well, okay.
You can move the hair out of your face a little bit.
Batman's a sad boy, dude.
Yeah.
He's a sad boy.
He's not afraid of dying.
Yeah.
Oh, he isn't afraid of dying.
Oh,
this guy, go Lisette.
I forgot who said it, but someone said, "Who are you?" I'm vengeance.
Oh. Yeah.
That was a good
And then this Batman, he can live through anything. He gets shot with a damn shotgun, and then he can cut off a cord and get electrocuted and survive. And then shocked.
Electrocuted means death.
Well, if it was me, I would have died. I would have been electrocuted. That was a cool scene. I thought he was gonna die. I was like, wow, that would have been a crazy ending.
I thought Alfred was gonna die for like a
hands down, yeah. I was so shocked.
I turned around to see if Mark Anthony was crying.
Whoa. But this Alfred looked too young to take care of this Batman. He looked like he's in his 50s. Robert Pattinson in his 30s. What? I don't know.
Maybe this Alfred is just in good shape.
I don't know. But I do like the Alfred. I'm just saying. Michael Caine, he looks old as shit. He looks like a butler. But this one,
he looks old as shit. He looks like he could pass away tomorrow.
Which one, Alfred?
Alfred was my favorite character.
But he also has to be young enough because he said he taught him how to fight.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, but he took care of him since he was like a little shitbag, little kid.
He could have been a butler since he was 20.
Fine.
He could have. I mean, he was.
It's a family business, Alex.
All right.
Or maybe he wasn't a butler at first, and that's how he trained Bruce.
My father was a butler, and his father was a butler, and you're gonna be a butler.
I guess so.
But I was actually shocked because it was actually a really cool how they did that scene to fit. Batman's racing home, Alfred's not answering, and the scene plays out and it blows up, and then it goes, it happened an hour ago, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I loved how they cut that, like, instead of making it, like it typically does, Batman ends up saving him or, whatever, but.
No wonder he's emo.
Yeah.
The poor guy, do you see, but the cool thing is how cool this Gotham looks.
Yeah.
This Gotham has personality.
Yeah, it feels like Gotham because I was actually saying this to Seth I was watching the Dark Knight trilogy last week, and I was like, man, you could tell there's a huge difference between Batman Begins and the Dark Knight.
100%.
Batman Begins, as far as like Gotham,
looks
like
dirty.
they really tried to. There's a lot of CGI, but
yeah,
they really tried to make it grungy and all that stuff, and it. When you look back at it, it's realistic for the film, but it's not realistic aesthetically.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you go into the Dark Knight, and you're like, whoa, It's Chicago.
It's Chicago.
it just looks like a city.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
city.
And so I liked this Gotham because it was a mix of both. I felt like it was a good marriage between unrealistic and realistic.
It's the filter they used.
It's Sin City vibes.
I just liked how hopeless Gotham felt like the entire time. It was like, man, this place is a shithole. Like it does feel like he's just climbing an uphill battle. Like this whole Batman thing is like, a normal person would have given up probably when he even started. So I don't know. I like that Gotham just looks beyond saving.
I mean, that thing was flooded too, and he still stayed.
Oh, that was the end, but yeah. I mean,
sorry.
Spoiler. Well, I was gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. But the whole in the beginning, he does say that he doesn't feel like he's making a difference, even though he's been doing it for 2 years.
2 years, longer than Christian Bale's whole Batman career.
Yeah, and you know what? I caught that. As cool as the storyline that is in The Dark Knight Rises of him being super injured, it's like the dude only did a year of crime fighting.
His whole body with it.
and then 8 years later, like they should have done a real time of 4 years later, or anyways. I'll get to that later.
What are you talking about?
It's just like
explain.
At least with this one, it feels like
you see how wounded you are after one day of skiing. Batman's fighting crime a whole year. He's gonna be wounded.
Yeah, but
he's getting shot at.
What we saw him fight Ra's al Ghul. And then he was just taking care of mobsters and copycats until the Joker came along.
Can you do that?
Maybe without.
I'll be his Robin.
You'd be asking for a nap.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Damn. Shut up. I don't know, but people are in the army or special forces longer than Batman is in Christian Bale's been Batman. So I don't know. It just felt like 2 years was a little short. But anyway.
Yeah. This Pattinson, I mean, 2 years. And then it's like, I want to know more about him because it's cool that they dropped us off in this part of the story. And they did a really good job of world building and showing the other characters that are there. But it's like, he's been doing this for 2 years. Has it just been thugs? Has it just been who has it been before the Riddler, basically? And he knows the Penguin. So did he jump in one of his, what's the word? One of his cells before and he disrupted it? What? I don't know.
I didn't understand. Maybe I didn't pay attention. But the progression of his relationship with Catwoman made no sense with me.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It was too fast.
That's something I didn't like.
Yeah.
They fell in love basically with their first fight.
Okay. I guess.
That was their version of the tango.
Oh. I mean, she's hot, but I don't understand, that was too fast for me.
Same.
You have a 3-hour movie, you can slow down the romance. All of a sudden they're in love at the end. They gotta separate like that. Come on.
I liked their relationship. I liked his relationship with Gordon more. That was
yeah. They should just kept Catwoman out of this one and put her in the next one.
Okay. I liked it. I keep her in, but Gordon felt like more of the spotlight than her.
Yeah. The whole detective stuff, the Batman working with Gordon, that was awesome. Those are all my favorite parts is them, especially when they found the thumb drive, especially when Gordon took them onto the crime scene. That stuff was awesome. I would take a whole buddy cop movie of them two.
That's what it felt like. No, it's what it felt like. Yeah, I like that you put Batman positions in this movie where you don't traditionally see in other movies. He's at a crime scene, he's interacting with, you see glimpses of it in other movies, but I just like how it's so well done here, and that's where you really see how smart this guy is. He's capturing things that he's just one-upping them every step of the way.
Yeah, he's not coming in and I need 5 minutes before your men contaminate it.
Yeah.
But it's also cool, the whole technology with his little contact lens, so you could still footage.
Those were cool. I want some of those.
Yeah,
that was a good thing to add to this Batman, especially since he is supposed to be the world's greatest detective, and they're building upon that. Like, this is his building blocks. He's observing things, and what I loved about this version of Batman is how the slowness was deliberate. You know, he's going to observe. He's going to breathe in the crime scene. He's going to look around and catch things that other people aren't going to catch. And I really enjoyed that.
Me too. Like, I think like and this is more kudos to Robert Pattinson in his acting, but like, I like that he doesn't really have to say anything. Like, he'll just look at you and like, I don't know, it just felt very Batman-y. Like, what are you doing here? He'll just stop and look at him. He just, I don't know, like, you can just tell that he's thinking. You can just tell that he's like observing. I thought that was just very well portrayed.
Yeah. No. What else did you like, man? What else stood out to you?
I like the Riddler.
Oh yes, let's talk about the Riddler.
I like Paul Dano. I like the references to the Zodiac Killer. I like that his whole, like, from Batman's intro. First off, I like the symmetry between him and the Riddler, like how both of their intros of how they both emerge from the shadows to like stalk their prey. I like that.
Oh yeah.
That Riddler is kind of a victim of the system in a way, so is Bruce Wayne, but they kind of took that anger and rage and passion as a driving force, because they both want the same thing in a way, but they just kind of went about it different ways, and like, but they are more similar than they lead on. And at least from Riddler's perspective, and I think Batman has a hard time seeing it that way whenever like they're in the interrogation scene. Like, he's just getting pissed off that like his whole experiment of being Batman essentially created this Riddler. And I don't know, I like that the Riddler was placed to enrich the story, like to enrich Batman's journey. I just thought it was really smartly designed, and it kind of helped him progress as a character.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the Riddler. I just didn't understand how. I feel like what Batman's dad did wasn't big enough for this revenge plot. I feel like his dad should have done something worse.
It wasn't just about Bruce Wayne. Like,
it was like indirect.
I took it as Riddler's like a victim of the system more or less than anything else. Like in the prequel novel, like, he's an orphan that just lived in the Wayne mansion. I think it's mentioned in this movie after like Bruce Wayne, what's his name, Thomas Wayne dies. Like, he was supposed to do a donation to like the orphanage, but because Falcone like had him killed allegedly.
Allegedly.
He just fell through the cracks. Like, I think he's just mad at the people of power that could fix something that aren't doing anything. Like, for the very same reason that Batman's mad. Like, he could give a fuck about the DA. Like, he was like, I don't care if you live or die. Like, you get your head blown off. I'm just trying to solve this case. I like that. Like, he just has. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I thought the Riddler was a good ploy. He was smartly placed throughout the film. He was creepy. It was intense whenever he was on screen. It definitely wasn't Jim Carrey's joke.
Yeah,
he felt more like Jim Carrey than I thought he was going to be. Like, he seems like he's hanging off the seat of his pants, but he didn't. He didn't like. I don't know. He wasn't like laughing at his own jokes. So I was like, yeah, he's crazy.
He chewed it up. Like, I think Paul Dano just enjoyed chewing up those scenes, like behind the mask, and leaving his little riddles for the Batman were really cool. You know, I don't know. I really did like that parallel between the two characters. The thing that bothered me as far as like the Riddler story goes, and this kind of plays back to Catwoman, where we're talking about how was she necessary or not, or the love interest, I guess. There's a part in the movie towards the end where even I was like, huh, with the whole Riddler sending Batman to find La Rata. You know, what's La Rata mean? Oh, it could be Falcone, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Rata Alada.
Yeah, La Rata Alada. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Oh, and so and then they tie in the fact that that's her dad, supposedly, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right? Yeah. So it feels like it takes a lot of time for this particular plot, right, to see its finish. So when Falcone does get shot by the Riddler, you're like, oh, the movie's over. Like, it feels very much like, oh, that's a good way to end the movie. Batman is a hero, technically. The Riddler's on the run. But then there's still another,
hour.
Something like that for the rest of the Riddler's plot to play out. And it felt like a really long bookend, if you will, after that. Because I was like, well, they could have ended it there if they wanted to. Now they just added this extra sauce, and I didn't mind it. It just to me, it just felt like like I said, it just felt like an ending before the ending.
I get that. I feel you. It felt like a chapter ended, and it's like, oh, okay, we're reading chapter 16 right away.
yeah, exactly. Let me ask you something, because everyone's kind of mixed on this. What did you think about these in Arkham?
I mean, I don't know. I like the Joker. I think the Joker's cool, but it definitely doesn't feel like they're gonna make a movie about him. But I don't know. I wish that scene was I wish it was more ambiguous. Not obviously the Joker. That's probably one of my only complaints is that scene wasn't. That scene, I wish that it was kind of taken out.
I do too. I like what was going on with the Riddler. What's his name in this movie? It's not
Edward Nash.
Yeah, Edward Nash. Thank you. I was gonna say, I like when he's like, oh no, freaking out that his plan didn't work.
That should have ended like that.
They should have never cut to the Joker, because I feel like, first off, the Joker's way overplayed right now.
Yeah.
You know, we all have our favorite Joker right now. We still have Jared Leto popping up somehow, and now we have what? I'm Jokered out. I don't need a Joker. It could have been somebody else.
Me too.
And second off,
could have been Mr. Freeze.
How could two inmates be talking they were in solitary? If they were behind bars, maybe.
Aren't they in Arkham?
Yeah, they're in Arkham. So I don't know. I'm with you. I wish they did such a great job with everything else. I was like, is there another villain?
That felt more like a studio push.
Yeah.
It felt if they let him have creative control over everything, but they're like, you need to hit the Jokers in here. And he's like, fine, I'll put the Joker in here. I don't know where to fucking put him, but put him in here.
Well, and it's the thing. There's a deleted scene that the director was talking about, Matt Reeves. He said that he actually seemed in Batman.
I would have liked to see that scene. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it would have added to it, because if the only way that scene would be oh my God, it's the Joker, I think if, rest in peace, if Heath Ledger popped up, this is somebody we don't even.
I know Perry Keegan.
Well, yes, but I know, but for most of the audience, these guys, when I told them who it was, they're like, who the hell is that guy?
Yeah.
You know, but if it was somebody that we knew, even if I know they weren't going to use Joaquin Phoenix, but it would have been more of a moment as of, here's an actor that not everyone knows playing a character that's well known, and we don't even see his face, and we have to technically kind of guess that he is the Joker based on his laugh.
They could have used Joaquin Phoenix. They have enough budget. No. Even in Peacemaker, they had Aquaman at the end.
But
Aquaman's different. In the same world.
That's still slightly different.
So Joaquin's not in the same world?
No, Joaquin's movie's in the 70s or something.
Yeah, he would be old as fuck. If he met Robert Pattinson's Batman one time, Joker has a heart attack. For years.
Yeah.
But I feel like the only people like not that many people pay that much attention for that to matter.
The fans do.
I'm a fan, but I still don't pay that much attention.
I just think they should have used a different villain.
Mr. Freeze.
I agree. I think Mr. Freeze. I would love to see Mr. Freeze in this world.
Bring Arnold back.
Bring Arnold.
Oh,
oh my God! Yes.
No.
Everybody.
Freeze.
What killed the dinosaurs?
Say it wrong. What's the other phrase you like, babe?
Oh,
Let's kick some ice.
Let's kick some ice.
Yeah, let's just bring the whole cast back. Let's bring Kiss O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Make him Robin.
Yes.
Poison Ivy.
Ooh.
Poison Ivy. I would love to see a new live action Poison Ivy for sure.
Oh yeah, that'd be hot. Who? Okay, Alex. Who? Oh, everyone at this table. Who could play Poison Ivy? You think? For this film, Robert Pattinson.
Zendaya.
Whoa, Lisette. No hesitation.
I would.
But she's Mary Jane.
Zendaya looks tiny to me. I would feel creepy. Like
That's why she's able to play Peter Parker's girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
In a
high schooler in Euphoria.
Yeah.
Or you know who could play? Oh man, who's the girl with the big boobs? Christina Hendricks, maybe.
That old lady?
Is she old?
Oh, I shouldn't say old lady. I apologize. She's
that old fuck.
I don't mean to say old lady. She obviously could play the character.
But Gwyneth Paltrow was old.
I don't think.
Or what's her name? Jesus.
I don't think they set up this world to be like
Uma Thurman.
Let's stick a bunch of old people in here for Batman to fight, or older people to fight.
He just hates senior citizens and pizza Hut
the whole time.
You know what? Anyone on that film?
There's a lot of things. I thought, like I said, they did a great job. Penguin was dope. I love Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell did awesome.
Did amazing. You didn't even know it's him.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah.
I forget how to say his name. John Turturro? Is that his name?
John Turturro. Yeah.
Are you looking at me?
Transformers.
He did awesome as Falcone.
Yeah.
Also known as Al Pacino. He looks like Al Pacino. So.
Yeah.
But he did.
Yeah, but
did
I don't know. This is a darker world, and certain actors and actresses I don't see. Maybe I'm mad at Christina Hendricks because of Good Girls. She was such a pain in the ass in that show. All she kept doing is making wrong choices. Anyway, sorry, we're on a tangent.
Wait, am I thinking of the same girl? Because I was thinking of the girl that's in the show with Oscar Isaac.
That's Jessica Chastain.
Oh, I got them confused.
Okay,
Jessica Chastain.
I approve.
That's the one I want as Poison Ivy.
Who would you pick, Alex?
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say Jessica Chastain. Like, I feel like she'd be so
twin.
I feel like she would do such a great job.
The Journey.
The Marriage Story.
Who's the lady in Going on a Journey?
We're going on a journey?
Yeah, who's the lady in that one?
What movie is
that? We're going on a journey.
But we don't know where we're going.
Oh, yeah.
The French lady?
No, it's from Reminiscence.
Yeah. Reminiscence.
What's her name?
Rebecca
Ferguson.
What's
Rebecca
the movie
Ferguson.
title?
I know. Sometimes I gotta go all the way around.
Who would you pick, Mark Anthony?
Well, first off, we don't know which characters are gonna pop up in this thing.
Well, we need Poison Ivy.
I like Jessica Chastain for Poison Ivy.
Thank you.
But I still
Rebecca Ferguson.
I want to see a Mr. Freeze, a new Mr. Freeze though.
What?
I want
Oscar Isaac. Just kidding.
No, he's already Moon Knight, man. I can't wait to see that show.
Yeah, that's gonna be lit.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of which actors should, but who they cast right now is pretty awesome. I thought Zoe Kravitz did a fantastic job with Catwoman, despite the whole love story. But in the comics, the Batman and Catwoman, that's a thing.
I know that's a thing.
Okay, I just want
this movie didn't have that.
They have great chemistry though. They have great chemistry.
But Anne Hathaway with Christian Bale, I felt it. It was a
slow
build to a relationship.
I disagree.
This one.
Yo, Christian Bale literally he fucked another girl, and he was like, you're a psychopath. I guess I'll go to
did.
But he's a billionaire. I'd be fucking everyone too. If I was
Not in that movie. Not in that movie.
You can
Bethany,
still have
you fucking
a love,
broke in that movie.
a potential lover and things on the side with that kind of money.
No.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You guys threw me off.
Sorry, Alex. Give her some knowledge about Batman and Catwoman.
I understand what their
Let him talk.
relationship.
Let him talk.
I've seen the George Clooney
You're
one.
done.
You're done. You're done.
Catwoman's not even in the George Clooney one.
Oh, who's that? That girl?
Yeah.
They're not in love in that movie either.
Yeah, that's Alfred's niece. That's Alfred's
Wait,
niece and
Alex,
Batman and Robin.
you read the comics, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the whole point of Batgirl? They're not together or what?
No.
Right,
Batgirl in the comics is Gordon's
daughter. But
Yeah.
he can't get busy with her or what? It felt like those vibes were given off on that film.
Okay,
in some iterations they get busy, but it's always weird.
yeah.
Okay.
There was like a big hubbub about like there was a animated version of one of the comics,
Killing
Joke, and they were so mad about the love sequence that happened between Batman and Batgirl or Batwoman.
Yeah, it's always weird. She's always supposed to either get with Dick Grayson or Jason Todd. It's Robin.
But the signature relationship, well, there's a couple of versions, but Catwoman and Batman are like,
Catwoman
They
and
almost-
Catwoman?
Lesbians.
yes. What can she say? She loves.
But to get us back on track.
You just got it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Alex. Get us on track.
I like the relationship. I bought it for what it was. Like, I don't know. I of all the things that occurred in that movie, like that relationship wasn't the most unbelievable thing to me. Like the most unbelievable thing to me was him getting, hit by a freeway, like as he's in his bat suit gliding down the police station. Yeah, I was still okay with it. I like the bat wing. I like that it's an actual wingsuit.
Yeah, when he took the wingsuit off the police building.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then
don't know how he survived that.
Yeah.
That's why I kept saying, how does he keep surviving everything?
Okay, but that instance, I was telling Brittany
I'd be in
when
bed
we
for
left
days
the
after
movie, like I was like, "Oh, Robert Pattinson did a great job," except for a couple times when he got hurt, you can hear the English grunts.
Oh,
Yeah.
oi,
Oi, oi,
oi, cunt.
Alfred.
Alfred, I mean, fuck.
But yeah,
he's a Charlie Hunnam actor. Was that Charlie Hunnam?
Yeah, man. There's a lot to unpack with this movie though, because it is 3 hours of and take it or leave it. I think I have a small feeling. I don't know if you agree with me, Alex, but I have a feeling with the whole thing that's been going on with WB and their comic book movies, especially the Zack Snyder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times, the fans demanded like the director's cut because the original theatrical one didn't turn out so good.
Yeah,
and it was kind of proven right because Batman v Superman, the extended cut is so much better. The Zack Snyder's Justice League is so much better than the other Justice League.
Yeah, worlds better.
And I feel like, so for this, they're like, yeah, Matt, just
do your cut.
3 hours.
Just do it. I mean, it worked. Like it's doing well. It's getting great reviews. Like I don't think there's anyone that hates this movie. I think it's more of an argument of like, do you like it or do you love it more so than anything else?
Yeah. But I will say this. I can't wait to see what's to come. I want to see more.
Yeah, I think they leave the door open for a lot of things. I think the scene that I loved, like seriously, that I loved the most, because it made me cry. I did legit start crying. Was whenever like the boy, when at the end of the movie where he reaches his hand out and no one goes for it. like it's kind of like a movie writing 101. Like you start the character off one way, he reaches his hand out for that citizen that he just saved. He's like, "Don't hurt me," and then this boy that's like acting as this motif for a young Bruce Wayne throughout the entire film, like puts his hand out because he trusts Batman. Like, I don't know, like as a kid and as a fan, like that hit me really hard. And I'm like, yeah, like what kid wouldn't want Batman to save you? Like, I don't know, that one, I thought that was like, because it was sad, it was beautiful, and I liked the ending narrative of him like taking like self-reflection and I don't know, I liked his journey.
Yeah, I definitely liked the journey. And it was interesting that like the two important people that he saves from that flood is the kid from the whole movie, whose dad was what, mayor?
He was the mayor, yeah.
And so Batman, obviously Bruce Wayne could relate. And then the next person he saved was the mayor, like, and the mayor accepting him, like taking his hand. And then after that, you know, the other citizens jumped in. But that was symbolic of the unity between the citizens and, of course, the government official side of things. You know, because now he's no longer looked at as just a vigilante. I think the mayor is probably gonna have a new perspective on him, and then when what's to come if she continues to be mayor.
I think Bruce Wayne has more, you know, reflection on himself and like what his part needs to be, and I don't know, like he's not just a guy. Yeah, I still think he's gonna beat the fuck out of people senselessly. Yeah, but I think he's gonna, you know, like, are you okay? Like, I'll pay for the hospital bill. I don't know.
Yeah, it is weird, and you see it because the whole beginning of the movie is, you know, dark shadows, and by the end there's a little bit of a sun on the horizon. You know, that this Batman's got some new responsibilities, but it's still gonna be a badass. I can't wait to see it. I gotta tell you, man, that Gordon and Batman relationship, just I love it about that. So I can't wait to see that continue. I thought they did a really good job of pairing those two actors up. And like I was thinking back about Christian Bale and Gary Oldman and going, you know, that was cool. Like they have really cool moments together. My favorite being at the end of Batman Begins. I never got to thank you, and you'll never have to. Yeah. Right? Like such a great moment. But they didn't get a lot of time.
Gordon's like, what? What did you say?
What?
Never. You never have to. What?
Like, and they have these few moments like that throughout the trilogy, but and it was such a nice moment in The Dark Knight Rises when he visits him in the hospital and he goes, the Batman has to come back and all that stuff. But I don't know. I felt like there was a real cool connection and chemistry to these two, you know, Jeffrey Wright and Robert Pattinson.
I loved their relationship a lot in this movie. And I loved it in the Dark Knight trilogy too, but it just felt like they just burst out in soliloquy, like, you know, and maybe it's like just the writing there. It just feels like, man, these guys are really introspective. And this one, like Jim Gordon's like, hey man, like I don't even know your face, man. Like it's just so casual and so personable. Like that to me felt more relatable.
I love when he says, well, you're just gonna have to punch me in the face. Like he tells him like you're gonna have to do it. Okay. Batman lets him have it.
He really punches him. So you could have held back. I did.
and that was cool too about this movie is like we didn't get to talk about is like the Batman has a lot of dialogue. Like this is probably the most dialogue.
He speaks a lot.
Yeah. In comparison, like, you know, George Clooney talks a lot, but he was George Clooney the whole time.
Right. Yeah. George Clooney talks like George Clooney. Yeah.
So it's whenever he punches Gordon in the face.
Yeah.
When he was like kind of like locked up in that little cage.
Yeah.
But then later he's all buddies with the cops again.
Who?
Batman.
After he gets out.
Yeah.
But I think
they just forget about that.
I think it's like because you don't really see him interact with the cops until they get Falcone again. And so I think and they've already got the rats and like he's the rat. Like I don't know. I feel like they've
you can see that there's some cops that are already they're scared of him, but there's a little more trust. Obviously, James Gordon has the most trust.
Well, it's also like every cop is fucking dirty there, like pretty much. Like that's the whole thing. And once they got Falcone, which is kind of like he's the boss of the entire city, it's like okay, he's got the, I imagine there's some levity there with the mob boss, like that could kill the Waynes allegedly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't, I'm trying to remember how far apart their interaction was from when he got out of the Gotham PD to when they interacted again. Was it all the way when Falcone's being arrested?
I think they go after the Penguin next. Is where they go after.
Well, that's James and Batman. I don't remember the police being involved, but like, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Can I say something?
Sure.
The scene where Falcone got arrested, it reminded me a lot of Training Day at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, it's just
it does feel a lot like Training Day.
Yeah. I mean,
it rains.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. Training is classic.
You've never seen it.
This guy.
You haven't seen it?
This is what I deal with, Alex.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. Like, come on.
We just showed him that one scene that he hasn't seen the rest of the movie.
It's amazing. We're watching it tonight.
You should watch it. It's a great movie.
Yeah, he has a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
I just watched Looper, so.
And he still needs to watch striptease.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, dude. You're just gonna forget about it. You just like, what did I just watch?
So, Alex, as far as Batman films, I know that everyone does the rank crap, but like, did this stand out amongst all the Batman films, or do you like put it in a box of some of your favorites?
But it's the best Batman film to me, hands down.
What?
Like without a doubt, it's the best Batman film.
And it's because it encapsulates the entire. It really pays respects to the whole mythology. That's
of Batman. Like it's basically like there's dialogue that are straight from like great comic books. Like I don't know, just iteration of it. Like the character, like
yeah.
I don't know. It felt like
I get this. I wasn't.
Relaxed.
These guys over here are so shocked, but they don't.
No. But I get it.
Okay, let her talk.
I feel like this movie, by what you're saying, Alex, and what Mark Anthony's saying, like you need to be like a comic book fan in order to truly understand. Like I guess this really does resemble what the comics are trying to represent, whereas the other films are more just like cinematic, like for people's enjoyment, and
they feel more like just actual cinema. I can't see it from any other lens, like other than like as a fan, and so I don't know, like it feels very like I don't know, unique to me because I'm like it just felt so true. So, but also I also feel like the main like. To add on to what you say, like there's like decades of film where Batman's just portrayed one way to the mainstream media, and so when you get this one, it's like what the hell?
Yeah, like you expect it to be like the other ones. Yeah.
Well, and when you got the Michael Keaton ones and all the way up to George Clooney, you can see that they got more and more cartoony, right?
And then Joel Schumacher film.
Yeah, Joel Schumacher. And then Christopher Nolan steps in and he says, I want to tell not necessarily a Batman film, actually. He is like, I want to tell a Bruce Wayne film. Because in a way, that's what he was doing. He was setting up a whole Bruce Wayne thing. And then he set up themes for every one of his movies. So there was like a big connection to whatever his theme was, whether it was pain, fear, or what was the other one?
Chaos.
Yeah, chaos. There you go. And then the chaos, we're gonna stick Joker. Pain, we're gonna stick Bane. And then those movies themselves were inspired by the whole trilogy. You talked about how it was like his James Bond version of it. and each movie on its own were like little nuggets of cinematic pleasure, you know, and especially The Dark Knight with all the IMAX scenes and all that stuff. Like they were really trying to make it pop. But like with this, like it felt like, hey, you know what? We haven't told a Batman story that feels like the comics, and there's a lot of things out there that fans do respond to. That, like, you know, whether it's the animated films that are being adaptations of comics runs, or even little shows that aren't that great, but like Gotham, you know, and things like that. The fans are like, hey, I want something a little along those lines, and so that's how I feel like this Batman evolved. I mean, granted, Ben Affleck was supposed to write, direct, and star in this one.
What?
Well, they didn't use his script, but this was supposed to be his.
Because he probably wanted to put J-Lo in it.
No.
As Catwoman. I mean, come on.
Ben Affleck was going through some stuff.
That was the original intent, was that this was going to continue what they were making with the DCEU with Man of Steel and all that stuff, and it was going to be his Batman versus, I think, Deathstroke.
Yeah, and it was like the villain.
It fell apart, and then they were like, oh, Matt Reeves is going to come and direct Ben Affleck, and then all of a sudden Ben Affleck was out and R. Pats was in. Can we all agree at this table?
I don't know.
That Robert Pattinson, regardless of how you feel, where he ranks in your Batmans, actually did a pretty good job. Can we agree?
He did do a good job.
Yeah,
I never said he didn't do a good job.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
I didn't say he did a good job. It's so defensive. You're putting words in my mouth, Mark Anthony.
He's putting words in my mouth because he knows I don't like Ben Affleck, so he's assuming I don't like Robert Pattinson.
I'm just asking.
He built his body up. I like it.
I like it. Gotta respect it.
I respect the man. He put on some masks. You know, props.
Put on some masks. Did some CrossFit.
Yeah.
Beat Superman.
and he's just gonna keep on growing. If they continue to do these films, and Robert Pattinson continues to devote himself as much as he did to this film, I think you guys will end up coming around, especially when you get to the third one.
Was Robert Pattinson ever like scared of not being accepted as Batman?
I don't think he
was confident. He said he would do porn if Batman failed.
I think Robert Pattinson.
He did. He said that.
He also lies in a lot of his interviews.
That was like his joke.
He said. I think Robert Pattinson is one of those actors that doesn't want to be famous, but I think like in his interviews he understands Batman quite well. Like I think he just was a fan, so I think he's just a really good actor, and he was a fan.
Yeah, and I there's so much room to grow, and I think that this was a nice starting point, and this was also a great world building thing, especially since they're doing those. I guess they're talking about doing the spinoff series for HBO Max. It's gonna tie into it and then go back. Who knows? This Batverse could be amazing. It's kind of unusual that they're choosing this direction though, because
it's the only thing that kind of works. Like I don't think they should do the DCU anymore. Like fuck that.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
I think their standalone stuff. Like I can see how they have their characters interact. Like for example, the Peacemaker having some of the members Justice League to pop up. But there's no like real connection. So I like that. Like sure, you can do your little cameos, but it doesn't have to mean anything to the bigger thing. Like you don't have to be Marvel, you know. Like I love the Suicide Squad. Right? It's called the Suicide Squad.
Sure. Yeah.
I loved it, man. I thought that was so fun. I
don't
get confused because the other one is called Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad. Why did they change the article? But I really enjoyed it, and it's by itself. It's secluded, and it has all these cool characters that we like. You know what I mean? And they can tease the larger universe, sure, but I think they should focus on doing their solo things. But what I was thinking, what I think is crazy, is that they are technically still doing their DCU, right? The big connective story universe.
Yeah, I just want them to give up. Just give up already.
But what's interesting is then they're also doing this Batverse. So right now, technically, because if you guys have been following along, there's 3 different Batmans going around right now in this in this whole WB thing. They have Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton's coming back, and they got Robert Pattinson.
Michael Keaton's coming back?
Yeah.
Michael Keaton
the
is
original.
What does he look like?
He's the first live action
Before
Batman
George
film.
Clooney.
Did you just
Before
ask, what does he look like? Michael?
Yeah, he did. You'll see him in the Protege when you watch it.
Oh my god. When you watch it, that's next. We're watching that next.
Yeah.
After Training Day.
No, he needs to see Training Day first.
Yeah, he said after Training Day.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But I thought Ben Affleck was over. That was like 3, 4,
Yes,
or 5 years ago.
But
I'm over it.
The Flash movie is going to give him his farewell
When's that come out?
this year.
I'll watch it.
Oh, the Flash.
Nathan said,
Oh my gosh.
I'm more invested in this Batverse than anything the DCU's like interconnectedness. Like I like the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League probably the most. Then Man of Steel, and then Peacemaker.
Oh, thank you. Man of Steel is the greatest. Go ahead and argue with Alex now that you have a chance. Man of Steel is the best.
Henry Cavill, beautiful.
Why do you say it like it's an exotic?
I met.
No.
Henry Cavill.
He's a beautiful man. That's the only reason I watched the film. Will I say it's a great movie?
She needs to go back to the Who and What Movie podcast and listen to episode 4.
I listened to the whole thing.
You listened to that whole thing?
Yeah, I listened to it.
There's no way. I couldn't.
Alex is like, I didn't even listen to it.
At 1.5 speed.
I'm like, this is too long. Listen to 30 minutes to it, and I called it a day.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But like, as far as anybody else, I know we got a pretty good mix of opinions here. We had some, Alex and I clearly.
I'm gonna watch it again because I know I liked it. I just didn't love it.
I know,
is all I'm saying.
I was saying that Alex and I are on really like, and you are on like it.
I loved it. I loved it.
Sorry. Alex doesn't love it.
He adores it.
I love it.
You love it.
And it's gonna be so cool though. Like when the sequel comes out, this is like Dune Part 2, guys. When Dune Part 2 comes out, it's all gonna make sense.
This one stands alone.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
And it's good. Unlike Dune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. And this movie could have been in parts, and it still would have been better than Dune.
You guys really didn't like Dune.
Just Nathan and I.
They don't understand.
I loved it.
Part 2 is gonna be so good. It's gonna be a nice way to. Just watch. Just watch.
Just watch.
You know what? And you're gonna have to talk about it because people, the movie reference people, the fans, they're gonna want to hear.
That was at least watched episode probably.
Hey, why didn't you guys talk about Dune? Because Brittany she didn't like it. It doesn't want.
If the fans request it, I'll do it.
Next poll.
Yeah, next poll.
Thank you so much, Alex. Is there any more thoughts you want to give before we let you go?
Oh no, I have no more thoughts.
Okay. I said all I could say.
I've said my piece. Do with it what you will.
I quite enjoyed this conversation as per usual. Hopefully, we'll come up across another film that we get you on as well.
You guys get to do Part 2.
Wow. Yeah, let's make a date of it.
So, anyways, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Nathan, Lisette, Britt, as always.
Where's the hostility coming from? This guy.
But thank you so much, Alex. And fans out there, if you guys please give it a listen. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can go to my Anchor link I have in the Instagram feed at the movie reference. You can go on there and find out where to listen to the podcast, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Anyways, there you go. Our Batman spoiler. I probably forgot something I wanted to say. Everyone here probably did, but oh no.
Not Lisette. It's like, no, I hated it.
No, there's nothing else to add there. All right. Thank you again. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.